Hello, and you're watching the History Fella channel. And in this video we're looking at Robert I. Robert I was born on the 11th of July 1274 and would die on the 7th of June 1329. Popularly known as Robert the Bruce, Robert was the king of Scots from 1306 to his death in 1329. Robert led Scotland during the First War of Scottish Independence against England. He fought successfully during his reign to restore Scotland to an independent kingdom and is regarded in Scotland as a national hero. Robert was Robert IV, great-grandson of King David I, and his grandfather, Robert de Bruce, 5th Lord of Annandale, was one of the claimants to the Scottish throne during the Great Cause. As Earl of Garrick, Robert the Bruce supported his family's claim to the Scottish throne and took part in William Wallace's revolt against Edward I of England. Appointed in 1298 as a guardian of Scotland alongside his chief rival for the throne, John Comyn of Badenoch and William Lamberton of Bishop of St Andrews, Robert resigned in 1300 because of his quarrels with Comyn and the apparent imminent restoration of John Balliol to the Scottish throne. After submitting to Edward I in 1302 and returning to the King's peace, Robert inherited his family's claim to the Scottish throne upon his father's death. Bruce's involvement in John Comyn's murder in February 1306 led to his excommunication by Pope Clement V, although he did receive absolution from Robert Wishart, the Bishop of Glasgow. Bruce moved quickly to seize the throne and was crowned King of Scots on the 25th of March 1306. Edward I's forces defeated Robert in the Battle of Mézen, forcing him to flee into hiding, before re-emerging in 1307 to defeat an English army at Loudon Hall and wage a highly successful guerrilla war against the English. Robert I defeated his other opponents, destroying their strongholds and devastating their lands, and in 1309 held his first parliament. A series of military victories between 1310 and 1314 won him control of much of Scotland, and at the Battle of Bannockburn in 1314, Robert defeated a much larger English army under Edward II of England, confirming the re-establishment of the independent Scottish kingdom. The battle marked a significant turning point, with Robert's armies now free to launch devastating raids throughout northern England, while he also expanded the war against England by sending armies to invade Ireland, and appealed to the Irish to rise against Edward II's rule. Despite Bannockburn and the capture of the final English stronghold at Berwick in 1318, Edward II refused to renounce his claim to the overlordship of Scotland. In 1320, the Scottish nobility submitted the Declaration of Arbroath to Pope John XXII, declaring Robert as their rightful monarch and asserting Scotland's status as an independent kingdom. In 1324, the Pope recognised Robert I as King of an independent Scotland, and in 1326, the Franco-Scottish alliance was renewed in the Treaty of Corbel. In 1327, the English deposed Edward II in favour of his son, Edward III, and peace was concluded between Scotland and England with the Treaty of Edinburgh-Northampton in 1328, by which time Edward III had renounced all claims to sovereignty over Scotland. Robert I died in June 1329 and was succeeded by his son David II. Robert's body is buried in Dunfermline Abbey, while his heart was interned in Melrose Abbey and his internal organs embalmed and placed in the St. Serph's Church, Dumbarton.